Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, and welcome back to a project run through over in Johns Creek, Alpharetta. Gorgeous house, and I hate the way that builders and contractors treat these beautiful homes in Atlanta, because a lot of this stuff is just simple stuff. We're seeing the rotted wood here on the corner boards, on the windows, because they're not caulking right, they're not back priming their trim pieces, they spray everything, and then there's dumb stuff. I mean, you got this house over here, these painters are finishing. It's raining. It's 90-some%, almost 100% humidity, and they're out painting the exterior of a house trying to get to finish so they can get paid, and I understand that. But days like today, you don't paint outside. But that's what's here. It's actually raining on me right now, so I'm going to zip through this really fast. You can see anytime you see wrinkling wood like this on this 5x6 corner board right here, we'll come in and piece in a small piece, maybe 1-2 feet up, weather cut it, back prime and seal the whole thing, and that'll have a lifetime ownership warranty on it. That's just how we do it. Sometimes my guys will have an issue and they'll forget to do it the way I want it done. And guess what? It's going to rot out, and that's why you have a warranty on it. We prefer wood materials because if caulk fails, which every caulk is going to fail, even the premium stuff that we use, which is really hard to buy right now, so we have to stock it up through our suppliers. It's going to fail, and this rotted wood is going to let you know, hey, I've got a problem, I need to come fix it. With us, it's under warranty. Even without the warranty, it draws your eye to say, hey, let me handle this before it becomes an expensive repair. This cedar shake house has never been caulked properly. Overall, it's in pretty decent shape. The window box up here, for some reason, they put cedar behind it. You can't see it from the side, and it's all rotted through because it's getting condensation from the inside of the house. It's holding moisture behind this planter. So we'll pull this planter box off. We'll make our repairs with Hardy Plank and put that planter back in place. Couple of the porch columns, this upper cap right here was set level, so it's held water and it's rotted. So we'll replace this piece and the inside piece. One of these, I forget which one it is. I think it's this one. So you see the wrinkling in the wood right here, it just lets you know that's rotted. So we'll piece in that piece, or because it's on the front of the house, we may go ahead and just replace the whole piece so you have a clean look there. Some of this is just yucky caulk up in here. This cap is just peeling, it's not rotted. When you come around the left side of the house here, it's rotted in this corner, so we'll replace this whole piece and feather that back out. And when the guys are here on ladders, they may see some other things. We don't like to nickel and dime our customers, but there's no way for me to bid all this stuff from the ground. Some of the windows, when you look at them, it's really hard to see if the mullions are rotted or what's going on. Like this upper window right here. This one is just starting to rot that sash, but I can't tell from the ground. So the guys will be able to tell us that once we come out to begin their work. The stuff you're looking for on houses, and right now we'll probably come back and paint this trim, but see the black under the inside frame right here, or this one over here? It's never caulked. And so if you catch that stuff early on and caulk it, you won't get any rotted trims. It's frustrating because they've had people work on the house. If you look at this trim, this brace right here, some of this mold is surface mold that being cleaned, but the stuff that looks like it's kind of been dumped on there, that's hard to see in the video, that's actually been painted over. So mold is anaerobic, it'll grow under there. The only way for me to do that is to sand it all down, and no one wants to go to that expense. So we'll add an M1 mildewcide to the paint for the trim, and that'll retard it for about 10 years, but after that, it will grow back through again. So about every 10 years, you're gonna wanna touch up that trim, just keep it looking good. They changed these light fixtures back here, and the handymen are great. They do little stuff like change this out, but he didn't have the skills to line this up, cut the cedar shake so the fixture is set flush. And the only issue with that is they replaced this fixture because all the cedar rotted here. And guess what? It's gonna rot again. You can see the corner board rotted on the front, and it's actually, this is one we're gonna replace the whole corner board because it was never back primed and sealed on the back edge, and this caulk was minimal. So this whole piece, if you look closely on the corners right in here, this is rot. And it's just rotting from the edges. So we'll go ahead and replace the whole thing, just so it's clean to start with. They do have one little piece of beadboard soffit up here that's rotted through in the corner right here on the right side. The door frame, they've repaired some stuff here probably when they bought it a couple years ago. So this outside piece was replaced, but the inside frame is rotted right here. So we'll repair that as well. This corner board right here is rotted on the left garage. The right garage, they puttied this one over. And again, because they've used putty, the wood fungi that causes wood rot is anaerobic. So once you cover it over with putty, it thrives. So we need to cut that out and repair it as well. They're just starting to get a little bit of rot on this inside frame right here. It's such a beautiful house. It doesn't take much to do it the right way. With the rain coming here, it's gonna be hard to see it, but this brick mold right here is rotted, this outside trim. Same thing, we'll just spot repair the center window, the right side here, and they'll go back through. The chimney isn't that the trim is rotted, I don't think. I think the stucco is starting to peel right up in this corner right here. So the guys will check that out on their ladders. The difficulty of that is looking at the terrain, it's just hard to get in here. And so every painter that's come here is cheated. It's not like the homeowner's gonna get up on a ladder and check it, right? So we'll give them a quote to make all the repairs and then come back in and paint the windows and paint the trim with one coat. A lot of houses like this will recommend that you get on a program with us or whoever your contractor is, if you're watching this from other parts of the country. The whole house is cedar shake, which is great. They'll last 3 lifetimes if you take care of them. Cedar's awesome. I love cedar stuff. But most times it's not taken care of. So if you get on a program where instead of redoing the house every 10 years, you're redoing one side of the house every year, every other year, then you keep up on the maintenance. It stretches that cost out. It's not such a budget buster when you do this stuff. Customers like this will get hammered to paint this house just because it's really hard. You almost have to get lifts in here to do some of this work. The cool thing about Handy Andy is that we do it all. So I'm not just out selling jobs. I actually do a lot of the work with my guys still. Even though I'm getting up there too. I'm 55 now, so it's not as easy to get up and down those ladders. But you can kind of see where the paint is shedding off these now. They're not rotted yet. They're just kind of getting there as you go around. The trim is quarter bond, or actually the trim and windows was quarter bond is what it looks like. This deck stain is quarter bond. We'll give them a price to go ahead and come in here. What you're seeing here is they recess the nails to give it a better finish. They putty this stuff up and stain won't stick to it. So you actually have to prime it, spot prime all the little putty spots, and then come back and restain. It'll hold up better. But as the sun does get on it, it'll expand and contract that putty, and eventually it'll just fall apart and you have to redo it. And there's nothing we can do about it if you want a clean look. If you're doing a deck, pay a little bit extra and tell the guys, listen, I want screws and I want them set flush with my wood, and I want you to drill a pilot hole first before you do anything. Just don't let guys come through here with nail guns. It looks great when it's first done, but we can show you deck after deck where they all split and then you got a problem. So you've got some rot down here. You can see the 5/4 by 6 centers here are rotted through. You'll see the bottom edges of the brick mold right there. And again, it's because the caulk is failing and the bottom edge of that wood was never primed or painted. And so now it's sucking it up like a sponge and rotting it out. The lower windows were caulked, the upper windows were not. And so again, you can see the rot here at the rear. The rain's starting to catch me, so I'm gonna get out of here pretty quickly. This is a difficult part to work in. And so here, we're probably gonna have to undo part of this pergola to get ladders up into this area. We've got some rot in this, the brick mold on this triple window right here. We've got a little bit on both of these brick molds on this window right here. And then the terrace level window right here. This is it's funny, they did a 2x2 custom center here instead of the 6-inch ones they were using on the rest of the house. And the brick mold on both sides here started to rot, so we'll make those repairs as well. Some of the caps on her fence right here have rotted out, so we can rebuild about 6 of those. We're gonna look for an alternative for those, but even when you put PVC type product up there, it doesn't hold the finish in the sun. And then she's got a little section of the lattice work that we can repair right there. And I'm almost through here. I'm about to get completely rained on. Beautiful, beautiful house. Just needs a little Handy Andy love. You can see better at this angle right here, the rot in this section right here. So my brother and I run a crew of we run anywhere literally on the day from 12 to 30 people here. It just depends on the projects and what we got going on. Unfortunately, we had a worker of ours drowned in Lake Lanier at the beginning of the month out on holiday, and that's hurt us a little bit. And God bless him and his family. But this is life. These things happen, and us hiring people is very, very difficult. Everyone says they're a painter. Everyone says they're a carpenter. We got to train them all. Otherwise, they can't do what we want them to do. And our business is really built on relationships. We're very, very busy. If you call us, be patient. We may not get to you we may not even be able to get to call you back for a week or two. We are that busy. If you're in Metro Atlanta, and right now, anybody that's any good, they're covered up. The guys that can come do your work tomorrow or this week, those are the guys that run away from you. You're gonna have trouble. They're not busy for a reason, including probably these guys over here. So with that, we do a little bit of everything. Just be patient with us. You can reach us in the office at 770-912-2829. Sometimes you can get to me directly at 770-265-9017. I'm 80. See you at the next house for now.